In the next few minutes, I'll show you the exact system I use to make clients so happy they never want to leave. Even better, they bring me new clients without me asking. And it has nothing to do with discounts or begging for referrals. If you've ever wished your clients would stick around and maybe send a few friends your way, you're in the right place. Because the real secret to making that happen isn't just about doing great work. It's about creating an experience that makes clients feel so taken care of that they would never dream of working with anyone else. And here's the really great thing is that when you figure this out, you stop living in that stressful cycle of constantly chasing the next project. You start building a stable and predictable business where your best clients fill your calendar for months or even years. So let's get into the exact methods that I use to keep over 80% of my clients for 12 months or more without lowering my rates or over delivering to the point of exhaustion. And these methods work whether you are a copywriter, a designer, a virtual assistant, whatever your skill is. Now you might be thinking, I just need more clients and that is the solution. But here's the truth, chasing new leads is exhausting, it's expensive, and it's completely unnecessary when you know this one thing. In fact, once I figured this out and got the ball rolling, I stopped doing outreach completely. That meant no more chasing or begging out of desperation. My stress levels dropped and my calendar filled itself. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I did it. It all comes down to the client multiplier effect. And when you leverage it, a happy client isn't just a happy client for one project. Each client becomes a walking, talking sales representative for your business. They'll come back with more work and they'll introduce you to people who already trust them, which by proxy helps them trust you. And when you build your business on the monthly retainer model, most of the clients that you work with end up staying with you for months or even years. This is so key because retaining a client is at least 5 times cheaper in terms of time and money, than having to go out and find a new one. And one client can easily add up to tens of thousands of dollars in income. So every referral you get is that much more valuable. I know from experience that the client multiplier effect isn't just a feel-good theory. It's the secret to creating a flywheel that takes the hard work out of finding clients, which means more time, more freedom, and ultimately more money for you. Think about it, one great client can easily be worth more than 10 random new leads who don't know you yet. Now here's where most freelancers go wrong. They treat each client like a one-off transaction instead of a relationship. So the shift is that you start thinking about how you can make your clients so happy that they can't ever imagine not working with you, and they definitely don't think about going and working with someone else. But I totally get it. Keeping clients sounds good until you've got 5 projects, you've got 3 deadlines creeping up on you, and you've got a couple clients that just keep asking for one more tweak. That's when most people burn out or start resenting the work. The solution isn't to work more hours or to say yes to everything. So I'm gonna paint a picture of what it looks like when clients are happy and you still have a life. Because once you can see it, you can start taking action and building it. So here's what it looks like when clients are well managed. It doesn't involve waking up to frantic emails or Slack messages, and there's no more feast or famine cycle because you have predictive income from monthly retainers. Another beautiful side effect is that clients trust your expertise instead of hovering over every detail. And because the proof is in the pudding, referrals roll in without you having to beg. This isn't a fantasy. This is just what happens when you have systems for client care in place. Systems that make them feel looked after before they even think to ask. And the good news is that these systems aren't complicated. I'm gonna break down exactly how to build them so that your clients feel taken care of beyond the deliverable. And no, this isn't about sending cheesy holiday cards or working weekends to try to impress them. Because here is the danger. Over-delivering without boundaries will kill your creative energy, and then you can't keep anyone happy. So let's look at a smarter way that builds trust and makes you unforgettable while still protecting your time. The first thing that I had to realize is that clients don't just want the final product, they want to feel safe in your hands. Because when they trust you, they stop shopping around. And that's where loyalty, long-term retainers, and referrals come from. So the system comes down to 3 parts: proactive communication, anticipating needs, and adding small, unexpected value. This is the trust triangle. And if you lose 1 point on the triangle, guess what? You don't have a triangle anymore. You have a dead end. And I don't know about you, but getting out of dead-end jobs and situations is why I started freelancing in the first place. So let's get into the anatomy of the trust triangle. Firstly, proactive communication. This looks like giving them status updates before they even ask. These are updates that make your clients never worry again. Now, depending on what your services look like, this could be as simple as sending a regular email check-in that says, here's what I've done, here's what's next, and here's what I need from you so that I can keep doing my job. Now, if you are doing a higher ticket service or anything that involves data, I highly recommend actually making this a monthly reporting call where you meet face-to-face and go over the data, you talk about their goals, and make sure that you're all on the same page. If you want to be charging $1,000 or more per month, you should have a monthly reporting call baked into your systems. Below that, something like a regular email check-in or a weekly Slack message will probably do the trick. When you show up before your clients even have to ask, you are signaling to them that you are invested in their success and that their business is safe in your hands. If you aren't communicating proactively, you are basically acting like an intern, and that is going to require more management on the part of your clients. They're going to have to manage you more, and no client wants to do that. That's why they hire a freelancer. They want you and they want your systems to solve those problems for them. So the second part of the trust triangle is anticipating needs. In other words, spot potential problems before they happen and tell your clients. Then you become the person that's known for preventing fires instead of constantly having to put them out. This might sound tricky, but it's not as impossible as you might think. Let's say you're managing email campaigns for a client, and you notice that their biggest sale is coming up in a couple of months. Instead of waiting for them to ask you for a campaign plan at the last minute, you could put together a few bullet points and some action items of things that you can be doing now so that you aren't rushing when it's time for the sale. And you can tell them, look, I mapped this out so we're ahead of the game and we're not scrambling. I'm willing to bet that no matter what your skill is, there's something like this that you are good at spotting. And tiny things like these are really what builds trust and helps clients see you as essential because you're always one step ahead. The third point on the trust triangle is helpful extras. And these extras don't have to be complicated and they don't have to be super time intensive. It could be a resource that you already have, something you already created that you share with them. It could be an extra tip or an insight maybe that you spot in their data, or a trend that you're noticing that maybe they didn't ask for, but you know would add a ton of value. You really want this to be a small, quick win for them. Something that's not in the contract, but is worth far more than the cost of you doing it. In my business, I will often offer extra marketing consulting to my clients. Sometimes I'll also share my checklists and SOPs with their team so they can work on moving the needle, even if I can't necessarily deliver it within their budget. This might take an extra 10 or 20 minutes of my time, but it helps them get better results. Those little extras show that I'm invested in their business and not just delivering the bare minimum. When clients feel like you're giving them more than they expected, they'll remember that, and they're more likely to keep working with you and send you referrals. Another beautiful side effect of giving helpful extras and the trust triangle in general is that it creates higher paying clients. Because if you can help the clients that you already have make more money, they will have a bigger budget and they can work with you in a larger capacity. When you leverage the trust triangle consistently, something magical happens. Your clients tell their network about you and they keep coming to you with more work. Not because you've pitched them or dazzled them with your portfolio, but because you've proven that you are the safest bet out there. And that's how you turn every client into your best referral source. But here's the thing, most freelancers never even get a chance to implement these strategies because they're stuck making a few specific mistakes that quietly drain their energy and income. I see them over and over again, and if you are making even one of them, it's probably keeping you stuck right now. So before you do anything else in your business today, click right here and watch my video on the top 5 freelancing mistakes that are burning you out and learn exactly how to stop making them.